Lucy and Ozzy here to interview Miss Miller, a first grade teacher.
Miss Miller, how have you used the teacher discretionary fund in the past?
Well, I would say I've worked at 3 schools in my career, and I have never had a PTA as supportive and amazing as the Rashkis PTA. I've never been given discretionary funds like the Rashkis PTA gives, and so I brought a variety of things to share with you on different ways I use the discretionary funds. I use the discretionary funds from the essentials needed for the classroom, like folders, dry erase markers, socks for erasers, and notebooks. Sometimes our students can't afford the basic materials that we need every day in class, and so with the discretionary funds, I'm able to get the materials needed for the students who can't afford them. We also use it for the books that we use. We use books that are very specific to our curriculum, and so I am able to purchase books that are needed for the curriculum. If we have a student who their backpack is completely torn to shreds and the family can't afford to replace the backpack, I've used discretionary funds to buy a backpack that would be fitting for the student and that they can use. Also, materials that would help enhance our curriculum. Magnets, something that we just don't have just around the school that we can use. Magnets. Some students don't come to school with snack, and so I'm able to use discretionary funds to purchase snack.
What is the most interesting project that has come from?
A market project, and so the students learn about goods and services. They learn about buying and spending, earning money, saving money, and the students also learn about assembly lines and being the team that makes projects. So we are able to use the money to buy the materials needed to make the items that the students sell. So the students sell, in my classroom, the students sell bookmarks, and I'm able to buy the materials needed to make the bookmarks, and the students use that. Cards, just all of the fun materials that really offer a hands-on experience for the students that they might not be able to get if it weren't for the discretionary funds. So that's the most exciting project we do, and the kids really enjoy and love the market.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you so much to the PTA.
The teacher discretionary funds actually helps the music classroom in many ways. One of it is buying music. Others is buying like resources, like books like this, which help. Mrs. Noel looked at songs, interesting songs that's set to other arrangements and see what's appropriate for us to do. Also in materials like this, and I know it's a puppet, right? But with little kids, whenever we say hey, how about let's sing to Mrs. Noel, or let me hear your singing voice. Usually they're kind of shy, but then when I use a prop like this, everybody wants to sing to Grandma, so that I can hear them sing and their singing voice.
How did the fund help your students learning?
So it comes in, as I say, it comes in many ways. One of the ways that it comes in is purchasing music, and so because music, as you know, there are copyright laws, and so we have to purchase them, and when we purchase them, then I am able to teach new songs to you guys, like our performances, for instance, like the one that you did last year when you were in 2nd grade. So it has helped me not only to purchase the music, but also to set up the stage.
What is the most interesting project that has come from the fund?
So the most interesting one is when we constructed this instrument. So 5th graders one year made the instruments right here, and the one behind you, Alan, and the one, the bass, contrabass here. And as you can see, they're all like, you know, wood and 2x4s and PVC pipes, right? And so we created them with 3 fifth grade classes. We measured, so your math skills come in handy, you know, and then we chiseled each one of it to tune it. You know, like in your 2nd grade sound unit, we tune each of this pitch, and pitch has a name. So this is the most interesting project because, you know, not only do they make them and it's like a full scale, but every year, you know, more kids gets to play on it. So it's a project that keeps on giving.
We're here with our art teacher, Miss Fisher. So, Miss Fisher, what made you want to be an art teacher?
Well, I'm very passionate about the visual arts, and I'm very passionate about working with kids. And my job, I feel, is the perfect combination because I get to bring both of those 2 loves together. I feel very strongly that my job is all about helping each child to find their artistic potential.
How have you used the teacher discretionary fund in the past?
Well, that fund has allowed me to purchase quite a few supplies and art materials for my classroom. As you know, art supplies can be very, very expensive, and without that fund, I would not be able to give the kids the experiences that I give them.
How did the fund help your students' learning?
Well, that's a great question. Again, art materials do cost a lot of money, and it does take quite a bit of money to maintain a good, strong art program at a school. We could do projects with crayons and markers every time, but I really like to have the kids paint and work with clay and glazing their clay as much as we possibly can. So I've tried to provide experiences that they would not otherwise be able to have.
What is the most interesting project that's come from the fund?
Probably one of my favorites I did last year, and it was with the 4th graders last year, and I purchased fabric and painting supplies and needle and thread, and we looked at Japanese fish kites, and the kids made some beautiful examples of Japanese fish kites.
Today we're going to interview a 2nd grade teacher, Miss Johnson at Rashkis Elementary School.
Ms. Johnson, how have you used the teacher discretionary fund in the past?
Well, I've used it in lots of ways, but probably the most important way is for my classroom library. I have a very big classroom library because of the PTA discretionary funds. It allows me to buy these baskets to organize my books so that kids can find the book that they like. And then I can buy more books so that there's always lots of choices for students for their independent reading.
How did the fund help your students' learning?
Well, it definitely is important for kids to have books that they like, right? Because they're more likely to read more often and practice. So to me, the more resources I have in my classroom library, the more practice my students will get with their reading, and they'll have a love of reading.
What can you get with the fund?
Well, another thing that the teacher discretionary fund allows me to do is to replace things that wear out in the classroom. So my students use these baskets to choose and carry around the books they want to read, but these handles over time, they often break. And so I went ahead and with the funds purchased backup baskets so I can make sure that none of my students ever are without the basket for choosing books.
Important project that has helped that you got done with the discretionary fund?
It's hard to choose the most important one, but I do have one over here on our classroom wall that we did at the beginning of the school year. And it's up all year long. It's our self-portraits that our students make. And we use paint that we bought with the PTA discretionary funds, and also art paper so that they would last a long time and be really good quality. Those are important because it really helps kids like share who they are and be proud of themselves in the classroom all year. And then recently we learned about polygons and geometry, and I used cardstock, different colored cardstock that I bought with PTA discretionary funds to create really great shapes for my students to sort and learn about the different attributes of polygons.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jack.
My name's Romy.
I am Vanessa.
And I'm here with the student ambassadors interviewing Miss Clayson.
How did the fund help your students' learning?
So with me being new here at Rashkis, the fund helps my students' learning because I'm able to buy different curriculums and materials to help support a variety of learners across all the grade levels in the classroom as well as in the resource room.
What is the most interesting project that has come from the fund?
So from what I've seen here at Rashkis, the funds help support a variety of technology. You guys have great technology here at Rashkis. It's also helped in 5th grade with your Pat-Time Makerspace. And here in the resource room, I plan to use the funds to keep the classroom curriculum growing and help support inclusion and all the learners here that we have coming in and out of Rashkis.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, we're here with 7th grade teacher, Miss Robinson. Miss Robinson, how have you used the teacher discretionary fund in the past?
I use a lot of the funds to help promote ROAR's expectations in our class. A lot of the things that are put in the treasure chest are bought with that money. We also spend a lot of money at the beginning of the year to help students get organized with ticket boxes and table caddies and things like folders and notebooks.
How does the fund help your students in learning?
One of the big things that goes towards helping students learn is all the charts that we make. And a lot of my charts I use the big sticky notes for, and I use the funds to buy sticky notes, the big sticky notes, and a lot of the chart markers. And those are things that we use every single day to help students learn.
What is the most interesting project that has come from the fund?
Some of my favorite projects are the butterfly life cycles that we do. The kids get paper plates and they use pasta to show the different stages of a life cycle, and I use the funds for that. I also use the funds to buy things that the students need to make water cycle bracelets out of beads and elastic.
All right, thank you for your time.
You're welcome, thank you.
Hi, we're here with Miss Wood, our PE teacher.
Hi.
Miss Wood, how did you use the teacher fund in the past?
I use our PTA funds to fund our field day events, which we do 1 for each grade level. So we have 6 every year in the middle of May to sort of culminate all that we've done in our PE program over the course of the school year.
What is the most interesting activity that has come to the fund?
I've used the funds to buy different equipment to have different team relays, different activities. Like we did ostrich egg relay one year, we've done potato sack relays. So I use them for the ribbons that we get at the end. And at the end of the day, every student ends up with 5 or 6 ribbons and have done all the different activities. So each year I try to use them to buy some different things to make it more fun.
Thank you, Miss Wood.
Thank you.